ServSafe Chapters 4-7 Exam Questions. What are the rules on partially cooking meat? Never cook the food longer than 60 minutes during initial cooking. Cool the food immediately after initial cooking. Freeze or refrigerate the food after cooling it. Heat the food to at least 165 F 74 C for 15 seconds before selling or serving it. When should you wash produce? Before cutting, cooking, or combining with other ingredients. Sometimes use ozone. Ways to prevent cross-contamination. Separate equipment. Different cutting boards. Clean and sanitize after each task. Prep food at different times. Raw versus root. By prepared food. Less handling. What are supplier requirements? Have been inspected. Meet all applicable local, state, and federal laws. When is Hulk food exempt from labeling? The product makes no claim regarding health or nutrient content. No laws requiring labeling exist. The food is manufactured or prepared on the premises. The food is manufactured or prepared at another regulated food operation or processing plant owned by the same person. What are safe methods for cooling food? Place food in an ice water bath. Stir it with an ice paddle. Place it in a blast chiller. Loosely cover food containers before storing them. Food can be left uncovered if protected from contamination. Always reduce size first. Never cool in cooler. May add cold water to soup. How should you label food? Common name of the food or a statement clearly identifying it. Quantity of the food. If the item contains 2 or more ingredients, list the ingredients in descending order by weight. List of artificial colors and flavors in the food including chemical preservatives. Name and place of business of the manufacturer, packer, or distributor. Source of each major food allergen contained in the food. What are acceptable methods for thawing food? Thaw food in a cooler, keeping its temperature at 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius or lower. Fridge, submerge food under running water at 70 degrees Fahrenheit 21 degrees Celsius or lower. Warm, heavy flow. Thaw food in a microwave, only if cooked immediately after thawing. Thaw is part of the cooking process. Where should you never store food? Locker rooms or dressing rooms, restrooms or garbage rooms, mechanical rooms, under unshielded sewer lines or leaking water lines, under stairwells. How do you check the temperature of ROP food? Sous vide, vacuum packaged. Insert the thermometer stem or probe between 2 packages as an alternative. Fold packaging around the thermometer stem or probe. How do you assess food quality? Appearance, texture, odor. What are the requirements for drop deliveries? Be inspected upon arrival at the operation. Be from an approved source. Have been placed in the correct storage location to maintain the required temperature. Have been protected from contamination in storage. Is not contaminated. Is honestly presented. Bimetallic stem thermometer. Checks temperatures 0 to 220. Insert stem up to dimple. Meant for thick foods. Use calibration net to take accurate temperatures. Which products need to be cooked to 165 for 15 seconds? Poultry whole or ground chicken, turkey or duck stuffing made with fish, meat, or poultry stuffed meat, seafood, poultry, or pasta dishes that include previously cooked, TCS ingredients. What are the requirements for holding hot food? How long can it be held? It was held at 135 degrees Fahrenheit 57 degrees Celsius or higher before removing it from temperature control. It has a label specifying when the item must be thrown out. It is sold, served, or thrown out within 4 hours. What is the temperature criteria for deliveries? Cold TCS 41, live shellfish 45, internal 50, 41 in under 4 hours, shucked shellfish 45, must have shellfish identification tags, keep 90 days, shell eggs 45, milk 45, hot TCS food over 155, frozen food, frozen solid, free of thaw and refreeze. Fish also need documentation that frozen/raised to FDA standards and kept for 90 days. Which foods should you avoid when serving high-risk populations? Pulled eggs/unpasteurized eggs, raw or undercooked eggs, meat, or seafood, sprouts. Infrared thermometer. Measure surface temperature of food and equipment. Hold as close as possible. Remove anything between. Time temperature indicator. Monitor both time and temperature are attached to packages by the supplier. A color change appears on the device when time temperature abuse has occurred. Maximum registering tape indicates the highest temperature reached during use. How should you receive food? Make specific staff responsible for receiving, train them to follow food safety guidelines, provide them with the correct tools, have enough trained staff available to receive food promptly, inspect delivery trucks for signs of contamination, visually check food items and check temperatures, store items promptly after receiving. What should temperatures be during storage? Store TCS food at an internal temperature of 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius or lower, or 135 degrees Fahrenheit 57 degrees Celsius or higher. Store frozen food at temperatures that keep it frozen. Make sure storage units have at least one air temperature measuring device. It must be accurate to +/3 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the device in the warmest part of refrigerated units and the coldest part of hot holding units. How do you avoid time temperature abuse? Hold out of danger zone, 41 to 135, cook to proper internal temperature, hold at correct temperature, cook and then reheat correctly, monitor time and temperature, limit amount of food being prepped at once, use correct thermometer regularly, record temperatures, use timers, take corrective action if undercooked, reheat, cook, hold, reheat correctly. Which products need to be cooked to 155 for 15 seconds? Ground meat, beef, pork, and other meat, injected meat including brined ham and flavor-injected roasts, mechanically tenderized meat, ratites including ostrich and emu, ground seafood including chopped or minced seafood, shell eggs that will be hot held for service. What are other storage requirements? FIFO, don't overload freezers and fridges, use open shelving, don't frequently open and close. What are the rules for food additives? Only use additives approved by your local regulatory authority. Never use more additives than are allowed by law. Never use additives to alter the appearance of food. Do not sell produce treated with sulfites before it was received in the operation. Never add sulfites to produce that will be eaten raw. Food should be presented honestly. No lights or colored food wraps either. How should you date mark? Date mark must indicate when the food must be sold, eaten, or thrown out. Ready-to-eat TCS food can be stored for only 7 days if it is held at 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius. When combining food in a dish with different use-by dates, the discard date of the dish should be based on the earliest prepared food. Which products need to be cooked to 145 for 15 seconds? Seafood including fish, shellfish, and crustaceans, steaks/chops of pork, beef, veal, and lamb, commercially raised game, shell eggs that will be served immediately. What temperature must reheated food obtain to be hot held? Must be reheated to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit 74 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds within 2 hours. Reheat commercially processed and packaged ready-to-eat food to an internal temperature of at least 135 degrees Fahrenheit 57 degrees Celsius. Never use hot holding equipment to reheat food unless it's designed for it. Check every 2 hours to leave time for corrective action. What are the 2 biggest concerns when delivering offsite? Cross-contamination and time temperature abuse. Label food with a use-by date and time, and reheating and service instructions. Use insulated, food-grade containers. Check internal food temperatures. Make sure site has proper utilities. Check vending machine food daily. Thermocouple and thermistors. Sense on tip. Thick and thin foods display temperature digitally. Come with interchangeable probes: immersion probe, liquids, surface probe, cooking equipment, penetration probe. Check internal temp, air probe. Check coolers/ovens. How should you label bulk food? Make sure the label is in plain view of the customer. Include the manufacturer or processor label provided with the food. How do you properly use a thermometer? Insert the thermometer stem or probe into thickest part of the product, usually the center. Take more than one reading in different spots. Wait for the thermometer reading to steady before recording the temperature, 15 seconds. Calibrate within 2 degrees before each shift. When should you reject food? Tears, holes, or punctures in packaging. Reject cans with swollen ends, rust, or dents, bloating or leaking. ROP food. Broken cartons or seals, dirty and discolored packaging, leaks, dampness, or water stains, signs of pests or pest damage. Expired use by / expiration dates, evidence of tampering. How far should food items be from the floor? 6 inches, and away from wall. What are cooling requirements? Cool TCS food from 135 degrees Fahrenheit 57 degrees Celsius to 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius or lower within 6 hours. First, cool food from 135 F to 70 F, 57 C to 21 C within 2 hours. Then cool it to 41 F, 5 C or lower in the next 4 hours. If food has not reached 70 F, 21 C within 2 hours, it must be reheated and then cooled again. What are the regulations on sneeze guards? Other ways to prevent contamination. Must be located 14 inch, 36 centimeters, above the counter, must extend 7, 18 centimeters. Beyond the food also helps to label food, not necessary if shell/hull. Don't let reuse dirt plates/utensils. Provide proper serving utensils. What should be the minimum internal temperature of microwaved food? 165. Which products need to be cooked to 145 for 4 minutes? Roasts of pork, beef, veal, and lamb. How should serving utensils be stored? On a clean and sanitized food contact surface, in the food with the handle extended above the container rim. Hot running water. In what order should you place food items in a fridge? 1. Ready-to-eat food. 2. Seafood. 3. Whole cuts of beef and pork. 4. Ground meat and ground fish. 5. Whole and ground poultry. This storage order is based on the minimum internal cooking temperature of each food. What are the requirements for holding cold food? How long can it be held? It was held at 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius or lower before removing it from refrigeration. It does not exceed 70 degrees Fahrenheit 21 degrees Celsius during service. It has a label specifying time it was removed from refrigeration. Time it must be thrown out. It is sold, served, or thrown out within 6 hours. What is the flow of food? 1. Purchase. 2. Receive. 3. Store. 4. Prep. 5. Cook. 6. Hold. 7. Cool. 8. Reheat. 9. Serve. In what cases would you need a variance for food preparation? Packaging fresh juice on-site for sale at a later time, unless the juice has a warning label. Smoking food to preserve it but not to enhance flavor. Using food additives or components to preserve or alter food so it no longer needs time and temperature control for safety. Curing food. Packaging food using a reduced oxygen packaging. ROP method. Sprouting seeds or beans. Offering live shellfish from a display tank. Custom processing animals for personal use, i.e. dressing a deer. Which products need to be cooked to 135? Fruit, vegetables, grains, rice, pasta, and legumes, beans, refried beans, that will be hot held for service.